you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be having a video about what you can do about MLMs. I'm going to start off with 3 of my favorite resources to send to people who ask you to back up what you're talking about, or they want to know more information, or you want to approach them gently and be like, hey, I think you should check out this source before you join the MLM. Whatever it is, my favorite ones are the FTC. They can literally type in the MLM they're thinking of joining and see what it says. They can type in multi-level marketing and read on there what it says. It's a great source. MLMtruth.org is amazing. Also freedomofmind.com, who created the BITE model, which helps people determine for themselves if they're or someone they love is in a cult. He also wrote, I think 3 books maybe? I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on them and read them and educate myself even more. Another thing you can do about MLMs is report them to the FTC if you see them making claims that they are not supposed to be doing. And you can find the claims that they are and aren't allowed to make on there, and also on the website called Truth in Advertising. You can go on there, type in a company, and see if any claims have been made, whether they're health claims or financial claims. They'll be on there. It's really interesting just to even look at. I looked at that website when I was doing my Libri video, and I found lots of financial claims and health claims on there that were problematic. I do want to say the FTC is for people in the US. In the UK, they have advertising standards in scamwatch.gov.au for Australia. You can also report a rep to their own company, although I don't know if that'll do much. Sometimes with these companies, people do something messed up, but they're a top boss babe, so are they just going to give them a slap on the wrist? Are they going to let them walk? Are they going to cancel their account? It's hit or miss and you really don't know what you're going to get. But it is an option. The next progression of educating yourself would be talking about your experience with MLM, whether that's writing to a podcaster, a YouTuber, a blogger, or an anon post in a group somewhere and talk about your experience and get it out there. And while some experiences are good, some experiences have a little good and a little bad, and some are mostly bad. But I think all of those stories are valid so that when people are listening, they're getting a full scope, and that way they can make a better decision for themselves. There are even groups on Facebook or Reddit that you can go to and talk about your story, even anonymously if you prefer to do that, because a lot of people do feel embarrassed and ashamed that they were ever duped into these companies, and I totally get that. And when you're talking about your experience, if you're worried about backlash or if people are going to call you stupid, a lot of times in these anti-MLM spaces, people are very understanding. I've seen a lot of good feedback from people who kind of understand how people get involved in these. It's not just, oh, you're stupid, you got involved, you should know better. No, it's a lot of people being like, oh my God, my mom got involved for the same reasons in the same company. I totally get it. And you guys can compare stories, have a little pouty stash, because I think it's important for your healing journey to complain, go through the bitter phase, talk some shit. And sometimes if you are a regular consumer of anti-MLM content, you might feel like I do sometimes, where I think everybody knows about our corner of the internet, but it's literally, guys, it's so small. It's the size of this piece of trash in the internet, and the internet is the world. And this is us. Not that we're not making an impact. It's just I'm somebody's pet rat right now.
I'm like a raccoon in the garage.
Not that it's not making a big impact, but I think it's also because some people are still shocked when they find out that, yes, I fell for an MLM. Because it's common knowledge that MLMs have a lot of disagreeable practices, and people just kind of generally know better. And they're shocked when someone they look up to or they think is smarter or better than that gets sucked into one of these things. And that's because MLMs, in my opinion, go for the emotional route. The 4th thing that you can do about MLMs is spread awareness and education. So if you see an anti-MLM creator sharing their content, not only supports them in what they do and tells them that hey, I like this content, subtle plug, feel free to leave a comment below, share with your besties. I don't know what you're in the mood for today. And also shares a message that you probably think is common knowledge, but there is probably, chances are, someone on your social media who's either thinking about being an MLM or would love to feel validated by something you're sharing of another content creators. And some of that information could be sharing stories, articles on the internet from the state you live in. That will be more specific. If there's people from your hometown who are in who are in an MLM, see if some MLM has really affected that area and share information and articles that you're finding about that. And if you're feeling super bold, create your own content. But for that, you do need to use your own discernment and do some research and figure out if that really is the right step for you. And I know for a lot of people, it's not. That is a choice to make. The next one, have you ever been to a flea market or a craft show or your a little pop-up events where you see Scentsy, maybe an itworks table, and you're like, what are they doing here? Because it's not like the company is paying people hourly to go there and be like a vendor at these events. No. The only time I've ever seen people like these at events or people talking about it is when it's reps paying their own money to rent the space for the table, equipment from the company, like the labeled banner or sign, whatever it is, plus the product that they're trying to sell at these shows or events. And they're not handmade products. A lot of times if you're going to a craft show, you're expecting to find handmade products made with love that people like, you're often like buying it straight from that like creator of the product. So it's misleading to people. I've even seen some events that I have been like invited to randomly on Facebook say like specifically no MLM allowed, and they will deny people entry if they're trying to push their MLM products at the vendor show or craft fair, whatever it is. And I love that for them because I feel like that gives them better credibility and there is a sense of exclusivity because they're not just like desperate for anybody to show up. And also that way they're not taking people's money who really shouldn't be spending it there. There are a number of books that I really want to get my hands on to further educate myself and kind of like fuel my fire in the anti-MLM space because I am trying to be more educational in my approach to my anti-MLM content because I think it's time. When I started my channel, I loved doing the more haha funny commentary stuff and like healing through my story about being in an MLM and getting that out of there. And I feel like I'm starting to move out of my bitter phase from being in an MLM for 4 years. And I'm ready to move on towards a little bit more educational content. I'm still going to do reactionary stuff because it's still really fun for me. But yeah, educate yourself, educate me. If you guys have heard of smaller MLMs that you want me to do shallow dives on, leave them down below. I do have a small list going, don't you worry. That's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, give it a little likesy poo. If you have commentary to share with the class, leave that down below and make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.